that he wasn't going to make it. They thought he was going to be
Thank you very much. Give yourselves a round of applause for still being here. I need something. I'm very serious. Two things. Number one, I'm going to be leaving very shortly because I take care of my health. I want to ask, does somebody here have an energy bar? My blood sugar level is low. I need an energy bar. I'm serious. Yeah, have an energy bar?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm type 2 diabetic, and so I need to. I've been here for 3 hours waiting, and so I didn't eat anything before coming, so I have to have something before I get into my presentation. No, I can't even open this. Give me something here. Okay, thank you very much. Now, this will be fine. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Okay.
Three things for I gotta go get it. No,
I think we're good now.
Thank you, that's good. I take care of myself, so
Hey, you got to be hungry.
I'll be leaving here shortly.
so cute.
But you've been here all day. Yes. Many of you have been here long, so I'm going to share some things with you. And I want you to listen to me closely. A lot of people who were here earlier, and they left. And the reason they left is because my message is not for them.
That's right.
The reason you're here is because my message is for you.
Yes.
I want you to shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, get ready.
Get ready. We already did. We know. You don't gotta shake my hand. I know. Get ready. Get ready.
Now, and I don't say this lightly. I don't say this pretty hype. I have nothing to sell you. I have something I'll offer you. If you want to do it, fine. If you don't want to do it, fine. I'm cancer-free, debt-free, and drama-free.
Yeah, baby.
Of all the places that I speak, and I just spoke in Poland to 25,000 people in a stadium there. I've been in 23 countries. I had no idea when I came back to Miami in 1980, my mother had breast cancer, and my brothers and sisters called me. I'm one of 7 children that she adopted. And they said, Mama has breast cancer. And I said, oh no, so don't worry, Les, we're going to put her in a nursing home. And I said, no, because I told my mother when I was 10 years old, I said, Mama, when I become a man, I'm going to take care of you. She adopted me and 6 other brothers and sisters. And she worked on Miami Beach for wealthy families. She cooked for them. We ate the food left over for the families that she cooked for. She kept their children, and we wore the hand-me-down clothes of the children that she kept. And so I want you to think about some goals that you want, because when I came home, I had just gotten elected to the Ohio legislature using some strategies and techniques that I want to share with you. I've got 21 proteges I plan to work with. That I had just gotten elected for the 3rd term to the Ohio legislature, passed 14 bills my first term. I was the chairman of the Human Resource Committee, and I had left Miami years ago. And so when I came home, I had to start all over again. And so I'm going to share with you what I did, how I made my first million in 3 years, and what I'm going to share with you. I want to say to you, you have something special. You have greatness within you.
Yes.
You have a story. You have the ability to impact people's lives. No one could have told me, given my circumstances, born in an abandoned building in Liberty City, 62nd Street, Northwest 17th Avenue, being adopted with my brother Wesley, and then adopted with 5 other children. We were in foster care. And at Douglas Elementary School, I was identified as EMR, labeled educable mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade. And I failed again when I was in the 8th grade at Booker T. Washington High School, where I graduated in '63. I had no idea. And I want you to think about 3 major goals that you want to achieve. One, a personal goal. My first personal goal was to buy my mother a home. I stand on this stage because of 2 women. One gave me life, the other one gave me love. And I feel like Abraham Lincoln, who said, all that I am and all that I ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. So my mother, she gave me love, she adopted us, and she inspired me. She was a source of encouragement and courage and faith. And so I wanted to make her proud. I was a problem child. And so I want you to think about somebody that you'd like to do something for. I wanted to buy my mother a home. And I did that. I'm going to share with you the process. And when I was a kid, there used to be a program on television called The Millionaire. Now, many of you are too young to remember this. It's called John Beresford Tifton. He would give $1 million to the family every week. When that program would go off and somebody would come to the door, I would run to the door. Mama said, where are you going? I said, I think that's the man with the check. She said, if he had $1 million to live in the city, somebody would have busted me in the head right now.
Right on.
But it was my goal to become a millionaire. I'm 70 years young, and so I look good for 70, don't I? Yes, indeed. So that's why I'll be leaving here shortly because I take care of myself. I look real good for 70. You know it. You know this stuff is not crack, all right? But I'm going to share with y'all a secret can I share my secret with you? The only reason I'm going to share it is because you've been waiting all day. Can I share it? Somebody say share it. Well, I don't dye my hair because I have an allergic reaction. However, I do use mascara. Now you're going to need a paintbrush, brother. So you got to hook this stuff up sometime. You understand? Listen, and I'm going to send this to all of you. I had to speak in the Georgia Dome. First of all, you got to have strong self-esteem to share this, all right? I had to speak in the Georgia Dome to 80,000 people. Now, man, you're going from the Caleb Auditorium in Liberty City to the stadium in Atlanta. And so, at the end of my speech, somebody approached me and said, our speaker canceled. Do you have enough energy to give another speech? I said, no, I'm tired. They said, we can pay your full fee of $30,000. I said, the Lord is able. People say money won't make you happy, but everybody want to find out for themselves. A friend of mine that Rita Davenport said money ain't important, but it's right out there with oxygen. And let me tell you something, fellas, even if you're as humble as I am, you got some money, women are going to find something cute on you. Oh, he's got eyelashes like Denzel. So, they took me over to the Georgia World Congress Center, and I said, excuse me just a moment. I went in the restroom, and I had to tighten stuff up because I've been sweating, and I wanted to get it together. And so I came out there, so she said, there he is, Les Brown. She wanted everybody to know that she knew me. I came up on the platform, and she kissed me on the cheek. I kissed her on the cheek and left this big black spot. I didn't know what to say, so I sat down. So the people down front started saying, there's something on your face. She looked at me, she said, what are they saying? I said, I don't know. Then some nosy lady came down, opened up her purse, gave her a mirror.
Oh, shoot.
And she saw the big black smudge on her face. She said, how did this get here? I said, I don't have no idea. So the reason I'm sharing that with you, I now use waterproof mademoiselle. Brother's got to do what he's got to do. Let us say together, it's possible.
It's possible.
I want to share this with you, how you can create your first million, what I did. And when I was dealing with my brothers and sisters, 6 against 1, what are you going to do, Leslie? You were very lucky to get elected to the Ohio legislature. What are you going to do now? You have no college training. What are you going to do now? You said you're going to take care of mama, and it's expensive to put her in a nursing home, and we were going to help you, but now you said you're going to do this. So what are you going to do? I had to figure it out. Write this down. There's never a shortage of money. There's a shortage of ideas. Never a shortage of money. And on one particular day, I was so angry with myself, and I was angry with what happened to me because I started training kids in Miami. I had the Les Brown Youth Enrichment Program, and a lady named Georgia Ayers was upset that I had the program, and so she called Janet Reno to conduct an investigation of my program.
Oh, shit.
And they investigated me for 11 months. I was so angry. I don't even smoke or drink to see nothing of doing something incorrect. And I went down to the state attorney general's office every day. No one has ever done that before me or since I did it. Inside the building on the 6th floor. And I said, every time the elevator opened, I said, Janet Reno, this is Les Brown. You know my voice. You got something on me. Prosecute me to the full extent of the law. Otherwise, get the hell off my back. I did that for 11 months. And finally, the Miami Herald issued an article and said, he has not done any wrongdoing. The city gave him $100,000 to train kids. He used $25,000, and the $25,000 was his own money. We asked him where he got it from, and he told us none of our business. So he's not broken any law. And so then they offered me another contract. Everything happens for a reason. At first I was angry with them because I had this vision for kids in Liberty City. And sometimes I wonder, it's one of the few regrets I have. What would have happened? I would have trained around 10,000 children by now. What I had learned in life. But I went up to the podium, I'll never forget, Mayor Maurice Ferre was the mayor. And I looked at them, and I looked at my mentor. I said, Mike, do I need this contract? He said, no. I looked at them, I said, I don't want this contract. I said, I've learned some things. I came back here to give in my community. And you are going to conduct a political investigation of me? All I want to do is take care of my mother and help these kids. And you do this to me? You humiliate me? No, no, I don't want this. And I said, I'll be back in 5 years. It will take me about 5 years to earn my first million. And I did it in 3. I'm going to show you how I did it. And after I did it in 3, I just decided I would not come back and do any work in Miami, period. I was so angry to what they did to me. And so I'm going to tell you what, I want you to write this down. My story has value. I didn't have any money. 95% of the people who filed bankruptcy last year did so because of medical expenses. All of you, all of us are one surgery away from bankruptcy. One surgery from bankruptcy. Trust me on this. I'm telling you what I know. Go back to the beginning, to my mother, please. One surgery. And so I had no money because I spent every dime I had to keep my mother alive that the insurance companies would not cover. How many of you would do the same thing? Raise your hands, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How many of you understand that if one woman raised 7 children that couldn't take care of themselves, 7 grown people can take care of one woman? Raise your hands.
Absolutely.
Hey, come on. John Wesley, get them straight with that, please. Take it down. Okay. So, I had to think about what was I going to do. And when I was on the air, show him to the first one, the one with my mother and my son, and my brother together. The first one, okay? Got it. So, I was thinking, what am I going to do? I'd spent several $1,000s. I'll never forget. I never ever wanted to be rich. I just wanted to be able to take care of my mother and pay bills. And because she scuffled so hard. Mom only had a 3rd grade education. And so I remember going for a walk, and I just had an idea. I said, what am I going to do? How am I going to earn money? And I went to this motivational event. Zig Ziglar was there, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Wayne Dyer was there. And I looked at them. How many of you like to help people? Raise your hands, please. Now, The reason you're in this room, I'm going to tell you what I heard a guy say on this stage that I was in this audience. It's because there's something in you that you like to help people. If you did not know in your heart of hearts that you could do what I have done, plus more, you would not have continued to sit here. You would have left. This is no accident that you are here. I tell you, every seminar, every workshop, every book I read has contributed to me being the person that I am. And I can tell you, if both my parents stood up right now, I would not know either one of them. What I'm going to share with you, there's no bull. This is what I've done. I've earned over $65 million doing this. I'm telling you what I know. This is no theory to me. And I was raised in Overtown and Liberty City. And so, remember I said there's no shortage of money, just a shortage of ideas. I'm going to ask you a question. How many of you have gone through some stuff in life that can help people? Raise your hands. Very good. How many of you have made some mistakes? You look back and you can help people with what you did. Raise your hands, please. How many of you like me where you had moments in your life where you're temporarily insane? Raise your hands, please. Some of y'all raised 2 hands. Now, trust me on this. Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, get ready to get rich. Get ready to get rich. This is very simple. This is before, what I'm going to share with you, this is before Facebook, which you go to brown.les, I have over 600,000 people there. This is before Twitter and all the other technology that's out there, all right? Now, here's what you need. Write this down. A signature message. If we had enough time, I would bring someone up here and I'll show you. We know about Dr. Martin Luther King because he had a signature message. We know about T.D. Jakes, Woman Thou Art Loose. He had a signature message. We know about President Barack Obama because of the speech he gave at the Democratic Convention. It's a signature message that he's known by. Many of you know me because of my signature message, you got to be hungry. How many of you heard it? Raise your hands. Okay, that's my signature message. You got one too. And I'm doing a training in Orlando, and I've got some flyers here that we're going to give you $500 off it. But let me share with you, it's going to be sold out. It's over 3/4 sold out right now. That message, what people need now is hope. How many of you know that? Raise your hands. We live in the greatest country in the world, bar none. And more people committed suicide last year in the United States of America, where people try to outrun jeeps barefoot and try to outswim sharks. More people committed suicide in the United States last year than died in traffic accidents. Here's another phenomenon that's mind-blowing. There is an accelerated death rate, and it's only among white people, between the ages of 45 and 54. Google it. Syracuse University did the study. I think that's it. And that's dying at a higher rate than any other part of the population, and going into drugs and alcohol and suicide since the recession. Now, how does this affect you, what I'm telling you? Because of your story, you don't have to go out and look for a job. Are you aware of this, that in less than 10 years, 1/3 of the jobs that exist right now will be gone? Yes. Less than 10 years. Called mechanized intelligence. Less than 10 years. Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, I'm a CEO, I don't need a job. I'm a CEO.
You're the CEO. Like, don't touch me. Video.
So when I speak for AT&T, which I just spoke for them, DirecTV, which I just spoke for them, Procter & Gamble, when I just spoke for them, IBM, Xerox, and I just spoke for them. When I speak for them, I start off like this. My name is Les Brown. I was born in a poor section of Miami, Florida called Liberty City, an abandoned building with my brother, Wesley. And we were 6 weeks of age, and we were adopted by Mrs. Mamie Brown. And I want to share with you how I got here and what I learned from my mother. How many have major goals you want to achieve? Raise your hands, please. Now, I'm going to teach you something right now. Write this down. Create a bridge. I start off with my story, and then I create a bridge in my story to create value for the audience, because people really don't care anything about your story. When you speak before an audience, and write this down, they're asking 3 questions. Who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? JC, I want to work with you. I want to share you some things that will take you to a whole new level. Trust me on this. And so that's what they're asking. Write this down. Who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? And so the reason that you tell the story is because of the fact you put some work into the story, because you want to create connectedness and bonding with the story. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, now, so this is my brother, Wesley, and I. Which one am I on, your right or my left? Which one? I'm the cute one. You got it, baby. That's right. I'm on your left, baby. That's my mother, all right? Go to the next slide. This is Overtown, 4th Avenue and Northwest 10th Street. That's where I was raised. That's us, Wesley and I, eating sugar cane. Now, let's think. The average American earns $21,000 a year. I earn more in 1 hour than 90% of the American public earn working for a whole year. How many like to earn that? Raise your hands, please. Started in Liberty City in my mother's living room, and Mama was diagnosed with breast cancer. Graduated from her living room talking to 5 people, teaching them from a book called Discover the Power Within by Eric Butterworth. Graduated from there to the Caleb Auditorium. I did that for 6 months. And then I saw Zig Ziglar and Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, and I saw myself on the stage. But here's what happened to me, and I'm going to prevent it from happening to you. I saw them. My heart said, I can do that. How many of you saw something you said, I can do that? Raise your hands, please. And when I got ready to go to my car, my mind got active. And it said, Les Brown, you can't do that. You don't have a college education. Les Brown, you don't even know who your parents are. You can't do that. You were labeled educable mentally retarded at Douglas Elementary School in Overtown. You failed in the 8th grade at Booker T. Washington High School. You can't compete with people with PhDs and MBAs. You don't have a college education. How many of you have thought about something you wanted to do and you talk yourself out of it? Raise your hands, please. There's an African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. I'm going to share something with you. I want you to write this down, because this stopped me in my tracks. I went from here, from Miami, to Orlando, Florida, on a Greyhound bus. I was determined that I was going to look into it. Wasn't quite sure. I had friends telling me, oh man, you got the gift of gab. You got a funny laugh. Man, you like to make people feel good. You're a people person. You go to those seminars and workshops because that's who you are. And 14 years, my friends told me this. 14 years, I convinced myself I couldn't do it, because my brother was smarter than me at Booker T. Washington High School and Douglas Elementary School. I'll never forget this gentleman who almost became my surrogate father. Young man, go to the board and work this problem out for me. Oh, sir, I can't do that. Why not? I'm not one of your students. Look at me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, work the problem out for me. I can't. I don't know how. And the other students started laughing, saying, he's Leslie. His brother is Wesley. He's a twin. His brother's smart. He's DT. What's DT? He's the dumb twin. And I said, I am, sir. I am. Leave me alone. I am. And he came from behind his desk. He looked at me. He said, don't you ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. And that was a turning point in my life. What he did, let us say together, distract. Everybody together, say distract. Dispute. Inspire. Here's what we do as speakers. How people live their lives is a result of the story they believe about themselves. The story I believed about myself was I was a dumb twin. My mother said, sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt you. How many of you know words can hurt you? Raise your hands, please. They're very damaging. But he was a communicator. And when he spoke, At one statement, someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. It distracted me from what I'd been told all my life. It distracted me. Let us say together, dispute.
Dispute.
And through the conversation that he and I had after school, he dismantled my limited belief system. This is what I'm doing with you right now. You're going to become clear that you can earn $1 million of what I'm going to share with you. And let us say together, inspire.
Inspire.
And those of you that can hear me in your heart, most of you will hear me in your ear. But some of you know who you are. You will hear me in your heart, and you're going to be inspired to do something with what I'm going to give you. Wow. So, what happened is this. He became my mentor. Write this down. You need a mentor. You can't see the picture when you're in the frame. You need someone who can see something in you that you can't see in yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Someone who's accomplished, someone who's experienced. All right? So, I started with my story. Now, from the story, I used 4 points to build out my story that becomes my product. I want you to write this down. Ready? Number 1. Getting unstuck. Write that down. Getting unstuck. Number 2, the power of a larger vision. Power of a larger vision. 3, you gotta be hungry. 4, keys to self-motivation. Now, all of you here, if I did an interview with each one of you here, I can talk to you about your life, what you've experienced, and what are 4 lessons you have learned from life, and record it on your phone. John Wesley, where's phone? I have the phone. Okay, got it. Okay, with your phone. Now mind you, I did this in 1980. I was going from city to city. Now with your phone, I can interview with your phone. Listen to what it is now. I put a rubber band around my 4 lectures. I charge $10 each. Now, in order to make $1 million, you have to have a product that has a $10 value, hypothetically speaking. How many would you have to sell? How many? 100,000. So I had those 4 products. That's $40 now, am I correct? Yes. So how many will I have to sell now? 25,000. Am I right? Yes. I gave myself 3 years giving free speeches. And people have a psychological debt. They feel like he came here and spoke free. At least we can buy his products, and you will sell a minimum of 25 to 35% of the audience your products. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Yes. Took me 3 years. I did $1,670,000. Are you listening to me? Yes. Now listen to this. I had to duplicate them on cassettes and get them labeled. Then I went from cassettes to CDs. Guess what we do now? You download them. I don't have anything to sell you here. You want my products? I get your money, your credit card information, and I will have downloaded to you just like YouTube. Where do you get your music from? iTunes. How do you get to iTunes? Did they mail you out a CD? No, you download it. Am I correct? Yes. Now you don't even have to duplicate products. Are you listening to me? Yes. So you can give. What do you do professionally, sir?
Funny things. I'm a professor. I sell large-scale overseas packing jobs.
He's a professor. He sells large overseas packing jobs. And so you can do, with an interview, 4 conversations, 20 minutes long, on how to get in the overseas packing business. Strategies on how you can begin to earn money overseas. in that industry. Write this down. Knowledge is the new currency. Knowledge is the new currency. This is not a job economy. Knowledge is the new currency. And so now, it's easier to package your knowledge than ever before. You can download it. That's what I'm going to be teaching people when they come to Orlando. How you can earn over $100,000 giving free speeches. Is that exciting?
Yes.
Giving free speeches. Let me pause here. Ask you some questions. Do I need to wind up? Oh, no. Here's what I want you to do. How many of you have said something that has value for you? Raise your hands, please. Write this down on the can now. Because see, they took all my time, Eric. Has this been of value to y'all?
Yes.
There were four more things. I can't. We've got 5 minutes to get out. But there were 4 more things that I want to share with you that if you implement them, you will be able to generate before the end of the year an additional $25,000. But here's what I want you to do. Write this down. LesBrownMotivation.com. There you're going to get 2 free videos. It's possible. You're going to see me speaking in the Georgia Dome to 80,000 people. You're going to see me speaking, doing a presentation where I received $8 million from public television called You Deserve. And then you will see another one called It's Possible that I did in Chicago before 12,000 people. I had no idea when I started out in Liberty City this will evolve into this. I just turned down 17 speaking engagements internationally. When I speak internationally, I charge $265,000. I turn them down because I'm a cancer conqueror. And in my decancering process with the acupuncture and being a vegan and getting proper rest, my goal is to be here for my great-grandson, for him to not just hear about me, but to know me. But I want you, if you want to learn and go into this business, and this is a business, just email me. Oh my God.
LesBrown77@gmail.
Huh?
LesBrown77@gmail.
That's not what I'm talking about, John Leslie. No, that's.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
I said I wanted you to go to LesBrownMotivation.com. John Leslie, did we bring my bag here?
Yes, sir. I'm about to get it. Get it.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
No, seriously.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,